Pastor Luke, man of God, Pastor Luke, man of God, Pastor Luke, man of God, and the Bible, it is true, Pastor Luke.
Now, I want you to be real with me this morning before we get into this word. How many of you can be honest today to testify, preacher, I need some help with my relationships? All you perfect folk, you ain't got to say nothing right there, but for those of us that know that we need some help, we want to be real. See, relationships, saints of God, hear me, they are important because God will bless you through people. People of different races, of different genders. God will bless you, here it is, through people that have different theological and political positions than you. You can pray for something, and God will answer that prayer by putting you in relationship with somebody else. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? See, when you understand that and when you grab hold of that, you will discover that sometimes if you have the right relationship, you don't need a lot of money. Because God is saying, well, watch this, saints, there are some things that I want to provide to my people, and I'm going to do it through relationships. That's why you can't go through life thinking you can do this thing by yourself. You can't go through life acting like you don't need nobody, you don't need anyone's help. I can do bad by myself. I don't need no help to starve to death. Come on, I need some old school folks. See, you have to throw that theory out the door because you need some help. When God wants to get something to you, he will speak to who's holding it or what's holding it. Oftentimes when God wants something to get something to you, saints of God, he doesn't speak to what he wants. He speaks to what's holding what he wants. And what's holding what he wants have to let it go. Do I have any witnesses today that have ever had any experiences in your life where somebody said to you, listen, I don't know why I'm giving you this car, but somebody just told me to give it to you. They don't even have to be theological. They don't have to be spiritual. Have you ever had the experience where somebody says, listen, you don't know me and I don't know you, but I just feel I'm supposed to do this for you. God says, if you establish the relationship, I'm going to soften their heart and they're going to do that thing just for you. Here it is. I need you to grab this because God says, listen, Luke, this is where my people are missing it. I am not going to come down from heaven in physical form and give them things anymore. When they pray and ask for something, I'm going to speak to somebody's heart and have that person give them what they need. But if they feel that they don't need anybody, and if they feel they don't need any relationship, then they're going to miss some blessings. When I got out of the military, Pastor Mike Liggins, he helped me get an interview with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. And I went there and I had an interview with Fulton County District Attorney's Office and they offered me a job as a criminal investigator. The problem is I failed the physical. I couldn't hear. I failed the physical. Lewis Slayton, the district attorney, God bless his soul, he said to me, he said, don't worry about it, son. He said, go and get your ear fixed. Watch where I'm going. He says, and I'm going to hold the position for you. You can't shout about that, but let me tell you something. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. He knew nothing of my work ethic. He knew nothing of my character, but I got a funny suspicion he knew my God. And my God spoke to him and said, hold this position until Luke comes, and when he comes, let it go. I'm trying to come and tell somebody, this is why you don't have to be mad at something you didn't get. The reason you didn't get it is because God didn't release it. Listen, what God has for you is for you. Can't nobody take what's yours. Can't nobody hold what's yours. If you didn't get it, it simply means God has not spoken to anyone to release it. Do I have any witnesses in the house today that believes that when God speaks, it must be released? Mother Ann, a few months ago when we bought our church, Miss Allen and I, because of a relationship that we have with another gentleman, God allowed us, Tony knows this guy, God allowed us to get a relationship with a gentleman that buys banks. He just like us. I don't know. God gave us favor. He like us. So when we saw a church that we wanted, we called the gentleman that buys banks and said, listen, we saw a church that we like. The gentleman that we called that buys banks called a bank that they're in the process of buying. And he says to the guy, listen, Pastor Luke and New Vision is a church that I like. I need you to take care of them. I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but I have bought your bank. I can't get no help in here. Hear me, I'm going somewhere. Watch this. And so this guy, somebody said relationship. This guy sets up an appointment for Miss Allen and I to go and meet with the president of the bank. We're sitting in there with the president of the bank. I need you to hear me very clearly. The president of the bank was not interested in how we started. He was not interested in us starting in my house with 9 people. He didn't care that we went to the theater. He didn't care that we went to South Lake Mall. He looked me in my eyes and he says, Pastor Luke, what is your vision for the church? In other words, where are you going? If you want to establish a relationship with this bank, we only invest in visions. I wish I had somebody. I wish I had somebody in here. And I've come to tell somebody in here that if you want somebody to invest in a relationship with you in this season, you got to tell them your vision. Don't tell them about all the things you've been through. Everybody been through something. Tell them where you're going. Tell them the vision that God showed you. Tell them to write the vision, make it plain. Do I have anybody with a vision in here today? Give God a shout right there.
Man of God.